हरे हरे। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदना ब्रज जन रंजना। The harmonium is off. यशोदानंदना ब्रज जन रंजना। यमुना तीरवनचारी। यमुना तीरवनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदना व्रज जन रंजना। यशोदानंदना व्रज जन रंजना। यशोदानंदना व्रज जन रंजना। यशोदानंदना व्रज जन रंजना। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजना। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजना। यमुना तीरवनचारी। यमुना तीरवनचारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Everyone, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Everyone, much louder please. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. बोलो हरि नाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की, शशिनंदन गौर हरि की, श्री राधा मदन मोहन की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल. Hare Krishna. So welcome back everyone. I hope everyone got enough rest. If not, no problem. We have this session. You can catch up on your sleep. Srimad Bhagavatam describes Tvayopabhokta sraggandha vasalankara charchita uchishta bhojanam dasaha tavamayam jayamahi. That when we accept the garland that is given from the altar, by the mercy of the Lord, the servant of the Lord gets free from Maya, who also belongs to the Lord. This is a verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So sometimes devotees, they think, oh, this is an honorific garland. They say, no, please. No, we should show our head because we deserve to get Krishna's mercy. We require Krishna's mercy. And Krishna's mercy comes through his garland. So, you can either keep it or you can remove it. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So welcome back. The topic for this session is the hill that thrills. Shri Giriraj Govardhana ki. Our acharyas have been fanatically and devotionally attracted to this very wonderful personality, mysterious personality called Shri Giriraj Govardhana. He appears like a pile of rocks. But he is considered to be the greatest servant of Krishna that ever exists in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. So in this session, we will try to hear from different angles of vision what our Gaudiya Acharyas, the wonderful faithful followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, have opined, and very kindly, very magnanimously bless this world with their works and their thoughts regarding Shri Giriraj Govardhana. Is it possible to pull up verses if I mention? It's possible to pull up verses? It's possible. Okay. So there's a very nice work by Raghunath Das Goswami. It is called as the Govardhan Vas Prarthana Dashakam. I think on KK songs we can find it. It starts with Nija Pati Bhuja Dhanda. So I would like to speak on a certain verse from that stotra. But by the time Prabhuji gives us darshan of Shri Giriraj Govardhan in the form of that work, I want to ask the assembly some questions. Is that okay? Some devotees seem to be very confident. I'm pretty sure you had good prasadam. Some people say Giriraj Govardhan is Krishna. Right? Have you seen Giriraj Govardhan as Krishna with a peacock feather? And he has a flute. And they say that this is Krishna, non-different from Krishna. And some people say, some devotees say, that he's the best servant of Krishna. So my question to this esteemed assembly of Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis is, the best devotee cannot be God, and God cannot be a devotee of himself. So who is this Giriraj? Is he God, that is Krishna, or is he a servant of Krishna? Is he Hari or is he Haridas? How many think that he is God? Feel free to raise your hand. Okay, so 4, 5 devotees in the assembly, 6 devotees in the assembly. Slowly few more hands are coming up. And some devotees have their hand not down, not up, but somewhere here. Which means Giriraj is somewhere between being God or a devotee. So let's do this again. How many of us think that Giriraj Govardhan is Krishna? Please raise your hand. More confidence now. Thank you. Okay. How many of us think that he's a devotee? And these are the same hands. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's just go to the basics. So the purpose of raising hands at times of difficulty, to take a poll, the purpose of raising hands is so that we know what the assembly thinks. But if the same person raises hands twice, what do you think I should decipher out of it? Both. He's God and servant at the same time? Okay. What if I say he is God? What if I say he is God? What would you say to that? He is? What if I say he is a servant? So basically he's God, and at the same time, he being God, he's the best servant of himself. Right? Because he's God and best among servants of God. So God is the best servant of himself. Is that what everyone agrees upon? Yeah. Yes? Sunil Prabhu. Thank you. I like it when someone disagrees in the assembly. Thank you. Because an assembly full of Sattva-guni people, I mean, you can't come to any conclusion. You need little rajas. So, Sunil Prabhu is saying that the best among devotees has the verse manifested. So, it is Govardhan Vas Prarthana Dashakam, the work of Raghunath Das Goswami. On KK songs, it starts with Nijapati. You can search under Nija. So, Sunil Prabhu has raised a point that the best among servants is Srimati Radharani. So, Giriraj cannot be the best among servants, therefore, he's God alone. Okay. Anyone who says he's the servant alone and not God? Because servant doesn't want to be God. Am I not being successful in confusing all of you? Because I'm really trying my best. Either the community is so thick, like Srila Prabhupada said, if you really want to show your love for me, show by mutual cooperation. I really think all of you are very pleasing at this point to Srila Prabhupada. Because everyone's cooperating. Okay, let's chant a few verses. Then we'll ask the same question. Is that okay? Chalo, let's go. Giri Rajo Hare Rupam. Okay, this comes from the Garga Samhita, where Gargacharya says Giri Rajo Hare Rupam. That Giriraj is the form of Hari. Let's repeat that. Giri Rajo Hare Rupam. Which means Giriraj is the form of Sri Hari. He is Krishna. He is God. Everyone likes this? Okay. Let's bolster this point again. Second Praman. Let's repeat. Eshaha Govardhano Sakshat Krishnaha eva na samshayam. Which means this Govardhan, Eshaha Govardhano Sakshat, pointing out to Govardhan, this Govardhan, Krishna eva na samshaya. There is no doubt that he is Krishna alone. So let's do this again. Eshaha Govardhano Sakshat, Krishna eva na samshayam. Which means there is no doubt that Giriraj Govardhan is Krishna. So out of the two pramans that we just saw, what is the conclusion? He is God. The first is by Gargacharya, the second is by Vyasadeva. Can Gargacharya speak false? No, because he is the one who gave name to Krishna. Shukla Rakta Tathapita Idanim Krishna Tangataha. The name that we chant of the Supreme Absolute Truth was given by Gargacharya. That we chant every day as Krishna. That name giving ceremony, Namakarana, was done to Krishna in a cowshed by Gargacharya. It's actually mysterious to find the glories of Govardhan. So it's taking some time. It's not very easy to find Krishna. Let's see the third Praman. Now this comes from Krishna himself. Is Krishna a good authority? Yes. When others speak Gita, when Lord Shiva speaks Gita, it's called Rudra Gita. When the gopis speak Gita, it's called Gopi Gita. When the flute sings a song, it's called Venu Gita. When Bhumi sings, it's Bhumi Gita. When the bumblebee sings, it is Brahmar Gita. But only when Krishna speaks, it is called Bhagavad Gita. It is the song of God. That is the Praman. So what does Krishna say about Govardhan? He says, Shailosmi. What does he say? Shailosmi means I am this mountain. Shailaha Asmi. I am this mountain. So we saw three proofs till now. Gargacharya, Vyasadeva, and Sri Krishna himself. And all three of them point to one conclusive point. What is that? Let's not make it an Indian parliament. Come on. Let's do this in one voice. So, I'm trying to see the verse, not at myself, so don't. Girirajo Hare Rupam means Giriraj is Hari. Eshaha Govardhano Sakshat Krishna Evana Samshaya means Govardhan is Krishna. Shailosmi means this mountain is Krishna saying, I am this mountain. So 3 proofs we saw from 3 powerful authorities. Authority number 1 was Gargacharya, authority number 2 was Vyasadeva, authority number 3 is Krishna. So it's pretty conclusive, right? Let's just stop our discussion here on the identity. We should be convinced that Giriraj is Krishna because the verse says, Na samshayam, there is no doubt. But let's add one more praman. How about that? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave a Govardhana Shila to Raghunath Das Goswami. And he told him, when Raghunath Das Goswami asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is this? So Raghunath Das Goswami received an answer from Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Please kindly chant. This comes from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Prabhu kahe, ei Shila, Krishna Raswarup. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Raghunath Das Goswami that this Govardhan Shila is actually Krishna. Prabhu kahe ei Shila Krishna Raswarup. That this Govardhan is non-different from Krishna. So who are the 4 different authorities that we saw? Authority number 1, Gargacharya. Authority number 2, Vyasadeva. Authority number 3, Krishna. Authority number 4. And all 4 of them have concluded that Sri Giriraj Govardhan is Krishna. He is God. Pretty conclusive? Okay. Not so easy. Why? Because these were witnesses from the first lawyer. Now we introduce in the court of our discussion the second lawyer from the opposing party. And they bring in their witnesses. And this party is saying, actually, Govardhan is the servant. Govardhan is actually, still waiting. I'm keeping the katha going for the verse to come. I don't know how long. I can help actually. If you can give me the laptop, I can search. What's that? You found it, but maybe it's not. I thought somebody will say paneer. I should have asked, if this session was just before lunch, we would have had like variegated answers. Paneer, sandesh, rasgulla, rasmalai, gulab jamun, whatnot. Somebody would have even said chapan bhog. It's the hunger of the heart. So the Brajbasis say Giriraj is so tall that the peak agitates the clouds. And from the clouds, we get rain. By the rain, what grows? Grass. Who feeds on the grass? Cows. What happens after that? They become happy. When they become happy, what happens? It gives milk. With that milk, what happens? So many milk products. And when the milk products come in, there's one king called Nanda Baba who's very happy because his business is having profit. Any Gujaratis here? You can raise your hand more confidently. I'm not asking your money. Okay, more Gujaratis there. So we're talking about profit in business, by the way. So Nanda Maharaj, he loves having profit in his business. And what is his business? Oh, there you go. Haribol. Thank you. Finally, we could bring it on the television. Jai. So maybe what we could do is just zoom in and we can give the 7th and the 8th verse of this Dashakam. So when Nanda Maharaj has a profit in his business, the whole of Vrindavan is happy. Whole of Vrindavan. So they say that it is Sri Giriraj Govardhan who's taking care of the whole of Vrindavan by becoming a grandfather to the community. So therefore, what does Rupa Goswami call Govardhan as? Tata, which means father, grandfather, great-grandfather, because he's been there for such a long time. Giriraj Govardhan is like the Kakabushundi in Krishna Leela. You know Kakabushundi? Kakabushundi is the crow devotee of Sri Ramachandra. And he lives forever. He's like the oldest being. Everyone who wants to know about Sri Ram, there you go. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. This is what we wanted. So, Kakabushundi is actually a servant of Sri Ram, who's a crow. And he's blessed with Dirgayu, which means long life. And anyone who wants to know about Sri Ram, they go to Kakabushundi. They go to the crow and ask him. In fact, there are commentaries on the Ramayana where it also says that Garuda goes to Kakabushundi to know about Sri Ram. Yeah, it's quite fascinating that an eagle is hearing Harikatha from a crow, just like this assembly. All of you are like eagles, hearing from a crow. You didn't like that joke? We like the joke, but we don't like you. So Giriraj is like Kakabushundi. He's like eternally existing in Vrindavan. So many generations after generations have heard about Govardhan. The caves of Govardhan, the forests of Govardhan, the honey dripping trees of Govardhan, the beautiful, wonderful flowering plants of Govardhan, the fruits of Govardhan, the fascinating valleys of Govardhan, the peaks of Govardhan, and how cows and calves love to go and graze on Govardhan and they jump around. His Holiness Rompad Maharaj in one class was mentioning about the running of a cow. And he said the cows do run and it's pretty funny when they do it. So when the cows and calves of Vrindavan, they're running, they're frolicking, grazing in the grass of Sri Giriraj Govardhan. So Rupa Goswami is the first witness. And what does he say? That Govardhan is Taata. Second evidence, Srila Sanatan Goswami. Srila Sanatan Goswami Pad has written a verse in Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita, and please let us all call and respond to that. Govardhano Jayati Shaila Kuladirajo Yad Gopikabhi Udito Haridasa Varyo. Srila Sanatan Goswami Pad in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, he says, "O Govardhan, I bow down to you because you are not just the servant of Sri Hari, you are the best among servants of Sri Hari. Sri Giriraj Govardhan ki." Now it gets very fascinating because on one side, you had Gargacharya, you had Vyasadev and Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who all emphatically proclaimed that Giriraj Govardhan is Krishna, and of this there is no doubt. And on the other side, now you have Rupa Goswami, who called Govardhan as Tata, which means he's a grandfather, father or grandfather, which means he's a devotee, on whose lap the Brajvasis are playing. Srila Sanatan Goswami Pad says, "O Giriraj, I bow down to you. Jayati, Jayati. All glories to you, because you are the best among the servants of Sri Hari." Third proof from this side. How many did we give on this side? 4. Let's at least match up 4 this side. So here the third proof. Shukadev Goswami. Shukadev Goswami in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, he has said, "Hantaye madri rabala haridasa varyo yadrama krishna charana sparsha pramodaha manam tanoti sahago ganayostayoryat pani asuya vasakandara kandamulai." This is Canto 10, Chapter 21, Text 18. "O Sri Giriraj, I bow down to you because you are celebrated and worshipped as the best among servants of Sri Hari." Can Shukadev Goswami lie? Can Gargacharya lie? Can Rupa Goswami lie? How about Vyasadev? How about Sanatan Goswami? And how about Krishna and Mahaprabhu? Yeah, when I said Krishna, can he lie? Some are saying yes, he can. Because he did speak lies when he put the dirt in his mouth. Kasman mridam madantatman bhavan bhakshitavan rahaha. Mother Yashoda caught hold of Krishna. Did you eat dirt? Was not the question she asked. Her question was, why did you eat dirt? Because all the Gopas headed by Balaram, they went and lodged a complaint. Their main complaint was not that he's eating dirt. He all the time shares everything with us. Now, he's eating something in his mouth all by himself. He isn't sharing anything with us. So please open his mouth and see what that is. So Mother Yashoda said, "Why are you eating dirt?" And Krishna immediately swallowed that mud. Because he can't open his mouth with mud in his mouth. If he has dirt in his mouth and he opens and says, "I did not eat dirt," Mother Yashoda is going to say, "What about what's dripping from your mouth?" So when Mother Yashoda was scolding, Krishna gulped. With his tongue cleaned his mouth and now confidently said, "Naham bhakshitavan amba." Oh, mother, I did not eat. Mother Yashoda said, what about all your friends? Oh, sarve mithya abhisamshinaha. They are all serial liars. Mother Yashoda said, oh, they're all liars and you are the absolute truth, huh? Again, pun intended. You're the absolute truth, aren't you? Krishna said, Yadi satya giras tarhi samaksham pashyame mukham. If you really want to know who has a truthful tongue, why don't you look for yourself into my mouth? He thought Mother Yashoda would say, because of his confidence, Mother Yashoda may say, oh, if you're so confident, I trust you, O Krishna. But for the Lord of all lords, the source of all sources, the creator of all creators, the origin of all origins, the original being, the cause behind the cause for everything that exists, his plan failed. Backfired. When he told his mother, if you really want to know who has a truthful tongue, why don't you look into my mouth? Mother Yashoda said, very good idea. Open your mouth. Very good. So yes, Krishna does sometimes speak lies. But our acharyas have explained, he may speak lies externally only to increase the love of Mother Yashoda. And that is the higher truth. So he's actually speaking truth. Whatever it takes to nourish the relationship with his mother. If he has to ask for bedtime stories, so be it. If he has to get scared like a kitten looking at his own shadow or reflection, so be it. If he needs some protection when it's thundering and lightning and he hides behind Mother Yashoda's sari, so be it. Anything and everything, the Supreme Lord, the Almighty, all-pervading, Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can go to any extent only to helplessly depend on the protection and the loving care of Mother Yashoda, and that's the higher truth. So both camps are speaking the truth. Shukadev Goswami on this side, Shukadev Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami. But it's only three, right? We got a match 4 on each side. This was Gargacharya, Vyasadev, Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Here we only have Shukadev Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and one slot still left. Dear devotees, we left it for Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, we can move to the 8th verse. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, in the 8th verse of this very wonderful composition. We can scroll it up a bit. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. So in this 8th verse of this beautiful, wonderful composition, it's entitled Govardhan Vas Prarthana Dashakam, for those of us who want to, for record purpose. It's a composition by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami on 10 verses, which are prayers for getting residence at the foothill of Govardhan. So there in the 8th verse, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami calls Govardhan as Haridasa Varya. Do you see that? Except for the break in Shreni, you can see Haridasa and Varya, which means, oh Giriraj, you are the best among servants. So now there's a tie on both sides. 4 on this side and 4 on this side. We are back to square one. Dear assembly, what do you have to pick? Both. We pick both. To be determined. Okay. Yes. That's brilliant. What is your name? Vaibhav. Everyone please clap for Vaibhav. Vaibhav said, can it be like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is God at the same time the best among devotees of God? So he not just answered, which many of us were whispering, but he also gave a very befitting example to bolster his point. Very nice. How old are you? 12. When I was 12, I didn't even know the spelling of Govardhan. I hope I know it right now. G-O-Z. No. Okay, let's come back. Let's come back to this. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pad, he calls Govardhan as the best among servants. And in this situation of a debate, whether he's Krishna or whether he's the best servant of Krishna, our acharyas explain that there are 2 ways to see this. From his perspective and from our perspective. If you worship Giriraj as Krishna, very good. If you worship Giriraj as the best among devotees, you are worshipping the best among servants, which is even higher than worshipping Krishna. Because ye me bhakta jana partha name bhaktascha te jana mad bhaktanam cha ye bhakta te me bhakta kila mataha. Shastra describes Krishna saying, those who proclaim themselves to be my devotees are not my devotees. But those who proclaim to be the devotees of my devotees, Krishna says, actually they are my devotees. Yesterday we celebrated the appearance of Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And when people would come to the Gaudiya Math and say, we want to meet Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, Srila Saraswati Thakur would ask, who are you? And if that person would try to impress Saraswati Thakur by saying, I am actually a servant of Krishna, Saraswati Thakur would say, actually, I am very busy at this point. I'm busy, I'll see you later. But if the person comes and says, actually, I am in search of truth, I just want to serve the Vaishnavas who are actually the true servants of Krishna. Saraswati Thakur would drop tears of love and embrace such people and said, I'm waiting for people like you. Not those who claim by cutting the line, coming ahead and saying, I actually am the servant of God, but those who actually humble themselves in being the servants of Sri Hari. This is why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Gopi bhartur padakamalayyor dasa dasanudasaha. My Lord, I am not your servant. I simply aspire to be a humble, insignificant servant of the servants of Sri Hari. So therefore, if you worship Govardhana as Krishna, very good. But if you worship Govardhana as the best among servants of Krishna, then it pleases him more than just worshipping him as Krishna. Is it wrong to worship him as Krishna? The answer is no. But if you worship him as the best among servants, it pleases him more than just worshipping him as Krishna. Because Krishna is happy when his devotees are served. Right? In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is described, Archayamcha haraye. If there is someone who worships Krishna, but doesn't respect the devotees, natat bhakteshu chanyeshu tad bhakta prakrita smritaha. 11th canto Bhagavatam describes, if you serve Krishna in the deity, but you disrespect that same Krishna in the hearts of the Vaishnavas, then that person is considered to be a third stage devotee. But those who can see Krishna in the deity, and that same Krishna manifests in the heart of the Vaishnavas, they are considered to be first class. So we spoke about two things. If you serve Giriraj as Krishna, wonderful. But if you serve Giriraj as the servant of Krishna, it pleases him more. Right? This was the first point. Second point. Who is more merciful? Is it Krishna or is it the devotees of Krishna? Who gave you the Bhagavad Gita? Was it Krishna or the devotees of Krishna? That's true. That's true. Guru Krishna prasade paaye bhakti lata bij. Why Guru Krishna? Both of them are the same tattva. Guru is Sakshad Hari. However, it's not Krishna who comes and gives it to me. It is the Guru who comes and gives. Guru, the Vaishnavas are more kind, more merciful. More merciful. You can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of Krishna, ready to kill Jagai and Madai by removing the Sudarshan Chakra. But it was Nityananda Ram who begged for their life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu represents Bhagavan, but Nitai represents Vaishnav Tattva or Guru Tattva. So please, let us contemplate on this point. Between Krishna and the pure Vaishnavas, who's more merciful? Pure Vaishnavas. So if you worship Giriraj as Krishna, is he kind? Yes. But he showers more mercy when you worship him as a devotee. So worshipping Giriraj as Krishna is not wrong. But when you worship him as a devotee, the best among servants, then it pleases him, and at the same time we are able to tap more mercy. Conclusion. And the example is like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You can worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna, or you can worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a servant, as a devotee. Right? If you worship him as Krishna, then you put a peacock feather for him. And then if you worship him as a devotee, then you don't put peacock feather, because that spoils the mood of Gaura. So in this way, Giriraj has two moods, that of being worshipped as God and that being worshipped as the devotee. Where is this name Haridasa Varya coming from? Where do we think this has emanated from? In the 8th verse of this Govardhana Vas Prarthana Dashakam, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami says, this name that Giriraj is not just the servant, but the best among servants, this title, this term appeared from the lotus lips of Srimati Radharani. And who can be a higher Praman, who can be a higher source of evidence than Sri Radha herself? So let's chant this verse, and then we will try to see what hidden secrets Srila Raghunath Das Goswami has left behind in this verse. Let's chant. Giri Nripa Haridasa Shreni Varyeti Nama Mritamidam Shri Radhika Vaktra Chandrat. Everyone, Giri Nripa Haridasa Shreni Varyeti Nama Mritamidam Shri Radhika Vaktra Chandrat Vrajanavatilakatve Klipta Veda Sputam Me Vrajanavatilakatve Klipta Veda Sputam Me. Everyone together. Nija Nikata Nivasam Dehi Govardhana Tvam. Again. Nija Nikata Nivasam. Now the whole words together, please. Giri Nripa Haridasa Shreni Varyeti Nama Mritamidam Shri Radhika Vaktra Chandrat Vrajanavatilakatve Klipta Veda Sputam Me Nija Nikata Nivasam. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pada ki. So what is he saying? Let's go through the words first. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami says, Giri Nripa. We've heard the word Giri before. What is Giri? Mountain or a hill, that's correct. And the word Nripa, king. So the first term is Giri Nripa. O Giriraj, you are the king among mountains. King among mountains. Therefore, he's called Giri Raj. Raj means king. So you can either call him Giriraj or you can call him Giri Nripa. It means the same thing. Who are you? Haridasa Shreni, in the category of the servants of Haridas, which means the servants of Sri Hari. Varya iti nama. You are the best. And this name was Amritam, nectarian name. Idam, this, Uditam, manifested. From where? Shri Radhika Vaktra Chandrat. So beautiful. The word Vaktra means face. We've heard Lord Ganesha called Vakratunda. That is Vakra meaning crooked. But this is Vaktra with a T, which means face. Vaktra. Subtle difference. So Vaktra means face and the word Chandra means moon. So it's quite fascinating. They say that Somras or nectar is found on the moon. And moonbeams are also considered to be nectarian and soothing. So Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pad writes, if Radha's face is the moon, then the nectar that came out of it was not Somras, but it was the Amrita Nam, the nectarian name called Haridasa Varya. O Giriraj, your name as the best among servants of Krishna was the nectar that came from the moon-like face of Sri Radha. Very, very beautiful. Then he says, Vrajanava tilakatve. Giriraj, you are the tilak of Braj. Tilak. Klipta Veda isputam me. This has been clearly understood, realized and explained by the Shastras and by the Sadhus. What is Vrajanava Tilaka? The 12 forests of Vrindavan are considered to be the body. The 12 forests of Vrindavan are considered to be the body. Let's do this again, just to wake up all of us. The 12 forests of Braja are called the body. But Vrindavan is the heart. Vrindavan is the? Therefore Krishna says, anyone who enters Vrindavan, panchayojana vistirnam dhamacha hridayam mama. That if anyone enters Vrindavan, they have actually entered my heart. So the 12 forests are considered to be the body of Krishna. Vrindavan is the heart of Krishna. The eyes are Radha Kund and Shamakund. The neck is Dan Ghati. The face is Mukharavind. What is Yamuna? That's the backbone. In the field of yoga or Patanjali Yoga Sutras or Ayurveda, you have different pranic channels in the body through which life force moves around, right? They are called nadis. You've heard nadi before? This not nadi, which means a river, but nadi, which means a channel. So in the field of yoga or Ayurveda, there are different pranic channels which move in the body, through which they don't move, but through them life moves in the body, life air. So if Krishna's body are the 12 forests and Vrindavan is the heart, Radhakund and Shamkund are the eyes, Mukharavind is the face and Danghati is the neck, Yamuna is the Sushumna Nadi in the body of Krishna. Sushumna Nadi, according to yoga and Ayurveda, is the central channel in the body through which all pranic energy moves. So that's Yamuna. Her flow is the Sushumna Nadi. But then what is Giriraj? Oh, that's the Tilak on the body of Krishna. On the body of the 12 forests, Giriraj is the Tilak. According to Shastra, when someone anoints their body with tilak, it is described they get the benefit of constructing a temple for Vishnu. One tilak. So if you have 12 marks on your body and you bathe, let's say, thrice a day, you get the benefit of building 36 temples of Krishna every single day. That's the power of anointing our body with tilak. And when the body doesn't have tilak, it is described and compared to a crematorium, the place for the dead. So Vrindavan without Giriraj is considered to be like that. Giriraj is the tilak. And from everywhere, you can see Giriraj. He's that tall. Of course, now when you go, Giriraj is sat down in separation from Krishna. Many of us may have heard the famous story where Giriraj was cursed by Pulasthi Rishi. Have you heard this story before? There was a very great Rishi by the name Pulasthi Rishi. And he happened to go to the Himalayas. And he wanted a place to meditate. So the Himalayas, Dronagiri, he said, you can take any cave to meditate. And Pulasthi Rishi saw Govardhana. And he was the most fascinating little child of the Himalayas. Little baby hill. And Pulasthi Rishi was from Kashi, where they had no mountains. So he told the Himalayas, I don't want any of your caves, I want this cave. So Dronagiri said, well, don't ask for him, he's my child. Let him be with me, I can come if you want to Kashi. It was just like what happened in Sri Ramachandra's pastime. The sages came and asked, we want your son Sri Ram to kill the demons at night. And Dasharath said, don't please separate Ram from me, I can come. And the sages said, no, we want your son. So similarly, when Pulasthi Rishi said, I want Govardhan, the father Dronagiri said, please take me. And Pulasthi Rishi said, no, I want your son. Oh, please, can we negotiate on this? Pulasthi Rishi said, once you give your word, don't think of going back on it. You said you can give me anything. I asked for a cave, now you're going back on your words. I want Govardhan. Now Dronagiri, he played it very safe. He said, I have no problem. If Govardhan is okay, I am okay. And he was pretty confident Govardhan will say a no. Govardhan said, I'm not coming. Pulasthi Rishi said, please. The nature of Vaishnavas is to have compassion on others. Govardhan thought, who doesn't want to leave their home and run to Vrindavan? I am stuck in this family of mountains. I wish I can fly my way to Vrindavan. So he told Pulasthi Rishi, okay, I'm okay. I'm okay to come with you to Kashi. But the condition is if you put me down, I'm not going to get up. And he was confident when Vrindavan will come, He will just come down somehow and never get up from there. Pulastya Rishi said, no problem. I'll keep you afloat. If I keep you down, I'll not pick you up again. Giriraj said, done deal. Pulastya said, done. Now Pulastya was happily carrying Giriraj. What happened? They entered Vrindavan. Ecstatic symptoms. Vrindavan Dham ki. Giriraj's hair was standing on end. What is the hair on Giriraj's body? The grass. He was crying and weeping. What are the tears? The waterfalls. His body was trembling. He became stunned like a pile of rocks. Please don't think Giriraj is a pile of rocks. When someone gets stunned with emotions, they can't move. Giriraj Govardhana, in ecstatic love for Radha and Krishna, has not been able to move. He looks like a pile of rocks, but he's actually the greatest devotee, stunned in ecstasy of separation from Radha and Krishna. So when Vrindavan came, Giriraj said, now is the time. He pressed a certain button. And Pulastya Rishi, whose name starts with a P, desired to pee. Change of nature. External energy outside Vrindavan, internal energy in Vrindavan. So when nature changed, nature was calling. So Pulastya Rishi, when he entered Vrindavan, he said, oh, I really need to attend nature's call. I need to pass little water. Giriraj, you sit here. Sure, I will. Take your time for the rest of eternity because I am not moving. Pulastya Rishi went, he did the needful, he came back, did Achman, washed, he bathed, did Achman. He said, chalo. Giriraj said, I'm not coming. Pulastya said, why? I mean, this was not included. This is just natural. This was not part of the pact. Giriraj said, you are the one giving me upadesh. Don't go back on your words while I was in the Himalayas. Now you better not go back on your words. You said if you put me down, you're not going to lift me. Pulastya said, now this is cheating. I didn't keep you down. It was nature's call. What can I do? Giriraj said, don't give ifs and buts. If ifs and buts were fruits and nuts, every day would be Christmas. So don't give ifs and buts. So then Pulastya Rishi, he took water from his kamandalu and he cursed Giriraj. May you reduce by the size of a mustard seed every single day. And many devotees think that is why Giriraj has shrunken in size. But Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, hey, don't believe such things. Why? Pulastya Rishi is a Brahma Rishi. Giriraj is a servant of Radha and Krishna. What curse of Pulastya Rishi is going to work on the best among servants? It's not going to work. Then what is the significance? What is the internal reason why Giriraj has shrunken? If you read the Garga Samhita, he's like 80 million miles tall, 800 million miles wide. But you go to Vrindavan, that's not the dimension you see. So our acharyas explain, the reason why Giriraj has shrunken in size is out of separation from Radha and Krishna. He was very tall. But when Radha and Krishna decided to wrap up their pastimes and go back home, back to Godhead, when someone gets really tired and fatigued, they find a place to sit. And they get even more tired, they try to lay down. Giriraj was standing tall in the generation of Radha and Krishna. But when Radharani left, Sri Shyamasundar left, and Vrindavan became devoid of the divine couple, manifest pastimes, Giriraj sat down. And now he's almost laying down. His whole body has gone underground. Only his eyes are above the surface of the ground. His eyes are Radha Kund and Shyam Kund, and the part of the face that you see is the Giriraj that exists. So he's the tilak. In the story of Pulastya Rishi, Pulastya Rishi has done his bit. He got purified by the touch of Govardhana. But please don't think it was his curse that made Govardhan get shrunken in size. He's still the Tilak of Braj. Srimati Radharani calls Giriraj the best among servants. Why? In the caves of Govardhan, it is described in a book called as Vrajariti Chintamani by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti. I'm going to say a few articles and you please kindly repeat. So that'll go deeper into our heart as to what we are discussing. So Giriraj in his caves, he has the following, okay? 1. Mirrors, flower beds, fragrant scents, camphor, musk, sandalwood paste, different aromatic flowers, fruit beverages, jeweled staircase, pearls and rubies and emeralds in the walls, golden thrones, chamaras, peacock feather fans, berries, and the best temperature. In the caves of Giriraj Govardhan, it's described many times Krishna and Balaram and with all the friends, they play hide and seek. So the friends are hiding, Krishna is seeking, and mostly Krishna is hiding and everyone else is seeking, like all of us. Krishna is hiding in our lives and we're still seeking. And he's hiding in the caves of our hearts. Let's look into the Govardhan caves of our heart where Krishna is playing hide and seek with us for lifetimes. Now we should tell him it's enough. I want to end this game by finding you once and for all and embracing you heart to heart and walking hand in hand, Krishna back home, back to Godhead, like how Gop Kumar did in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So in the caves of Govardhan, sweet pastimes take place. You see, when there are people around and there's kirtan going on and sometimes the dhoti gets little loose, what happens? The heart comes into the mouth, right? What's going to happen? We're embarrassed. But what happens when the dhoti gets little loosened in the bathroom? Nobody cares because there's no one there. So the caves of Govardhan are like that. Sometimes when Krishna's dhoti is loose, he gets into one of these caves and he adjusts it. Because he can't do it in public. Because all the friends are going to laugh. Look, Krishna, look, your dhoti is coming out. So Krishna gets into one of these caves and he's adjusting his dhoti. And he thinks no one's watching. But actually Giriraj's watching. But he's watching and he's stunned. He's stunned for 2 reasons. 1, because of ecstasy. And 2, so that Krishna doesn't get embarrassed. Because if Giriraj starts speaking, Krishna, your dhoti is slipping. Why do you even wear this dhoti? You look so beautiful anyway. Actually, these ornaments, these clothings, and these garlands, they're hiding your beauty. If Giriraj speaks like that, Krishna's going to get embarrassed and he'll leave the cave. So Giriraj keeps quiet. Just like the walls in the bathroom don't talk to you. Imagine, that'll be scary, right? Next time you bathe and you look at the walls, remember Govardhan. We are like in the cave of Govardhan. And we don't feel embarrassed because the walls are not talking to us. And that's how the caves of Govardhan are. And in these caves, many times beautiful, wonderful pastimes take place. The Sakhis of Radha and Krishna, they arrange the meeting of Radha and Krishna in these caves. And there are many beautiful songs that they sing together. The walls of the caves have beautiful paintings. Actually, in the Vidagdha Madhav Natak of Rupa Goswami, there's a story where Chandravali, the arch rival of Radharani, was once coming at Govardhan. And Radha and Krishna were sitting and singing songs. And the parrot of Srimati Radharani's camp came and said, Chandravali is here, run. So where to go now? Giriraj, help! And all the caves opened. So Radha and Krishna entered one of these caves. And it was pitch dark. And there were some writings and drawings on the walls of the caves. Now Krishna became desirous to see what those paintings were. Now as soon as he desired that, he has a friend on his body. And that's the Kaustubha Mani. Krishna has a Kaustubha Mani on his chest. And that's self-effulgent. So as soon as Krishna desired that he wanted to see the paintings on the wall of Govardhan, the Kaustubhamani opened up, as much effulgent light as he had, and the whole cave lit up. And Krishna and Srimati Radharani appreciated all the beautiful paintings that the Sakhis had made about the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. And actually, there was no Chandravali. They wanted Radha and Krishna to enter that cave and out of their curiosity, discover the paintings and then smile how their friends love them so much that they tricked them into the cave only so that they can discover their gift of the paintings of different pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Giriraj facilitates all of this. So it's described. Radha and Krishna, many times they played dice games in the caves of Radhakund, on the caves of Govardhan, on the banks of Radhakund too. But that's for tomorrow. But for now, in the caves of Govardhan, there are pastimes given by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, where Krishna likes to drink the honey dripping from the honey-giving trees of Govardhan. And the Sakhis and the Manjaris, the maidservants of Srimati Radharani, they collect the honey dripping from the trees of Govardhan in golden pots, like big goblets, big ones, golden ones. And they fill honey in these golden pots and they bring. And with 2 cups, Radha and Krishna are sitting and singing and drinking beautiful honey, tasty honey in the beautiful pots. What happens? As Radharani is drinking, so Radharani says, Krishna, you drink the honey first. You like it. Krishna said, no, I want your remnants. So you drink first. So Radharani drinks. Krishna says, I will have you drink first. And then Radharani drinks 1 more cup. Said, now you take. Krishna said, no, I'll wait. I'll take the remnants. You have 1 more. And now by the 3rd or the 4th glass that Radharani is drinking from the golden pot of honey that the Sakhis have given, her eyes are already intoxicated and rolling because of their honey. And she's blabbering a few things. Raghunath Das Goswami Pad says, Jalpa Leelam Analpam. Alpa means little, Analpa means not little, which means too much. So Jalpa Leelam, when Radharani is fed honey dripping from the trees of Govardhan, she starts speaking too much. And when she speaks too much, that's when she starts revealing all the secrets. Because Krishna likes when it's indirect. Like for example, when Radharani gets angry and she says, don't come here. Which means, come here. So she tries to say, don't come here. But when you put it together, don't come here, which means come here. So she's trying to speak indirectly. And Krishna likes it. But he sometimes gets bored just hearing it indirect all the time. So sometimes he also wants it directly. So he brings Radharani to these caves of Govardhan and tells Govardhan, please supply a few nice golden pots of honey and we will feed it to Srimati Radharani and then we will see what she has to say. And then he starts feeding Srimati Radharani on the pretext of remnants, and she's drinking. And at one point she's looking at Krishna and she says, I like you so much. You are so beautiful. Krishna's like, really? You play the flute so well. Everyone talk about it. So all the truth comes out with these beautiful pastimes in the cave. Now Radharani says, now it's your turn. Now you have to drink. But what happens? As Krishna starts drinking, the golden pot is reflecting the golden effulgence of Srimati Radharani's face. So the pot is already golden. On that, Srimati Radharani's golden face is reflected. And Krishna's looking at the pot and he's drinking the honey. Now what is more intoxicating, he doesn't know. Whether it's the honey on the tongue or the vision of Sri Radharani's effulgent golden lotus face reflected on the golden pot of honey. And in this way, Radha and Krishna both are intoxicated and the Sakhis are sitting next to them, giving them different flavors of tambul. And they're chewing. Radha and Krishna are eating tambul. They are being fanned. Different beautiful flower garlands are being offered for Radha and Krishna's pleasure. Songs are being sung. Beautiful flower beds are being made. And all of this happens at Govardhan. Dear devotees, we are all so used to seeing Radha and Krishna together on the altar all the time. But it's not so easy to bring them together in Vrindavan. From Krishna's side, he has Balaram. He has to always behave himself. Krishna has to behave himself in front of Balaram. He can't just go to Srimati Radharani and talk to her because there's Balaram all the time. So he has to behave himself in front of the older brother. And then he has his friends, then he has the cows, then he has the calves, then he has Mother Yashoda, then he has Nanda Baba. So he can't go and meet Srimati Radharani. And for Srimati Radharani at home, there's Jatila, there's Kutila. Jatila is the mother-in-law, Kutila is the sister-in-law. The names are quite fascinating. Who wants to name anybody Jatila? The word Jatila in Sanskrit comes from the root word Jata. Jata means dreadlocks, matted hair. What does that mean? Hair strands which are straight, you don't comb them, you don't take care of them, and they become so crooked that you can't do anything with them. So Jatila is like dreadlocks, matted hair, that things which are very simple to deal with, she will make it so crooked that nobody can solve it. It becomes like dreadlocks, the whole situation. It's very simple. Radha Krishna Seva Pabo Ei Abhilashi. This is Krishnadas, Tulsi Arti. Radha Krishna Pranamor Jugala Kishore. This is Narottam Das Thakur. Jaya Jaya Radha Krishna Yugala Milan. This is Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Everybody wants Krishna, the king of Braja, to meet Radha, who's the queen of Braja, and the whole of Vrindavan is the palace. But Jatila, making simple things crooked. So this is Jatila. And what does the word Kutila mean? Kutilta. What does Kutilta mean? We'll give an example. Let's say you make a palace out of one diamond. From one diamond stone, you make a very beautiful palace. How many holes does it have? Doesn't have holes. That's correct. That's correct. So if you take one diamond and you make a palace out of it, how many holes? No holes. But you leave an ant there. What do you think the ant is going to look for? Holes. So Srimati Radharani is the palace made out of diamond of Krishna Prema. And if you leave the ant called Kutila there, this palace of diamond called Sri Radha has no holes in the form of shortcomings or flaws. But Kutila, like a small ant who's determined to find some hole in the palace of diamond, is going around the character of Srimati Radharani to find some loophole. And she doesn't find it, of course, because Radharani is described by Raghunath Das Goswami as Sati Shiromani, the best among chaste women in this world. So here is Jatila and Kutila at home. Radharani's life is quite difficult because her home is like the forest with wild animals around. And the forest is her home because that's where she meets Shyam Sundar. Quite fascinating. For Srimati Radharani, her home is a forest filled with wild animals, and the forest is her eternal home. So on one hand, you have Krishna with all these obstructions, and then you have Radharani on the other side with so many problematic situations at home in the form of Jatila and Kutila, outside the home in the form of Chandravali, Padma, Shaibhya, so many camps of Sakhis. So to bring Radha and Krishna together is a difficult task. It's very difficult. The Sakhis try very hard. The Manjaris try very hard. And then they bring them together for a few hours, and again there is separation. And again they have to bring them together, and again there is separation. When they come together, dear devotees, it's a festival in Vrindavan. And at that time, the picture is clicked by Prabhupada, and that's the altar. It's not this easy in Goloka Vrindavan to put Radha Krishna together. Srila Prabhupada, following the gopis of Vrindavan, has walked around this planet keeping Radha Krishna together on the altar. Who keeps Radha and Krishna together on the altar? Only the eternal associates, the gopis, can do it. So Srila Prabhupada, following in their footsteps, from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rup Goswami, down to Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada is bringing Radha and Krishna together. So the point we were making is to bring Radha and Krishna together is a tough task. But the way Giriraj did it is astonishing. Verse 7, just a verse about this, reveals something fascinating. Let's see what Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pad says in verse 7. Let's chant this. Surapati krita dirgha drohato goshta raksham tava navagriha rupa syantare kurvateva. Everyone. Surapati krita dirgha drohato goshta raksham tava navagriha rupa syantare kurvataiva aghabakari puno chair dattamana dhrutam me aghabakari puno chair dattamana dhrutam me nija nikata nivasam dehi govardhana tvam nija nikata. Now let's sing together. Surapati krita dirgha. Much louder, everyone. Drohato goshta raksham tava navagriha rupa syantare kurvataiva agabakari puno chair dattamana dhrutam me nija nikata nivasam dehi govardhana tvam. The last line together. Nija nikata nivasam. The last line says Nija nikata nivasam dehi govardhana tvam. Raghunath Das Goswami Pad says, hey Govardhan. Everyone please repeat. Hey Govardhan, please give me residence close to you. So Nija means your, Nikata means proximity, Nivasa means residence. Dehi, give me, benedict, bestow in my life. Oh Govardhan, Tvam, you please give me residence close to you. So Govardhan asks Raghunath Das Goswami, you want to be close to me? Why me? So Raghunath Das Goswami Pad says, because you are the servant of Sri Hari. You are Haridas. So Govardhan is asking a strong question. Quite a good rebuttal. Govardhan tells Raghunath Das Goswami, but there are so many other devotees. So many other devotees. Hanuman is a devotee. Pandavas are devotees. Prahlad Maharaj is a devotee. Akrura is a devotee. Uddhava is a devotee. Brahma is a devotee. Why don't you go and live close to them? So Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pad says, oh, you are the best. They are all Haridas, but you are Haridasa Varya. You are the best among servants. Govardhan said, please give me proof. Don't just speak like that. Give me a proof. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, dear devotees, there's one Haridas described. That Haridas is Yudhishthir Maharaj. In Canto 10, Chapter 75 of Srimad Bhagavatam, the Rajasuya sacrifice is described. Which sacrifice? Yudhishthir Maharaj performed the Rajasuya Yajna. And everybody got services there. Draupadi had service, Arjuna had service, Bhimsen had the best service. Cooking. Not sure how much of that prasad went to the guests. Bhimsen took charge of cooking. Everyone did their services. It's quite fascinating. There was one more person who was serving. That was Duryodhan. What service was Duryodhan given? Treasury, finance. And who gave this service? Krishna. Why? Because Krishna is expert in palm reading, palmistry. So he looked at the palm of Duryodhan. And there was a certain sign, according to palmistry, which said that the more charity you give, the more money you make. So now here's the interesting thing. Krishna gave Duryodhan the service of maintaining treasury, finance. Why? Because he knew Duryodhan envies Yudhishthir Maharaj. So what will he do? Whatever money comes, he will give it out. And Krishna saw in the science of palmistry, the more money you give, the more you get. So therefore, strategically, he put Duryodhan as the finance manager for the Rajasuya Yajna. He said, so you take care of the finances, and if you feel, you can even give out a few gifts. Don't keep everything for Yudhishthira, you can even give away. So Duryodhan was feeling, oh, very good, yes, this is too much, this is Atyahar, we'll give out a few gifts. And Krishna was thinking, good, let him give. The more he gives, the more we get. So in this, all the services were taken. But there was one service still remaining. Krishna took that service. It was the service of welcoming the guests of Yudhishthir Maharaj, washing their lotus feet and feeding them prasad and lifting their plates after they finished. Krishna did this service for Yudhishthir Maharaj. Why? Sarathya parashada sevana sakhya dautya virasananu gamanastavana pranaman snigdeshu pandushu jagat pranatim cha Vishnu bhaktim kuruti nripatis charanaravinde. The first canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 16, text 16 describes Krishna loved the Pandavas so much that he walked behind them, like a friend advised them. He even became their peacemaker in the battle. He became their advisor. He was their night watchman, guarding their tents at night. Krishna would even touch the lotus feet of Yudhishthir Maharaj every morning. Bhaktim kuruti nripatis charanaravinde. Shukdev Goswami describes that Krishna, whose lotus feet all the demigods are touching, that Krishna would touch the lotus feet of Yudhishthir Maharaj. That's how great Yudhishthir Maharaj was. Dear devotees, in Canto 10, chapter 75, in the context of the Rajasuya Yajna, Shukdev Goswami Pad says, Hari Dasasya Rajasya. He calls Yudhishthir Maharaj. Little louder, please. Haridas Asya Rajasya. He calls Yudhishthir Maharaj as the first Haridas in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Govardhana is saying, oh Raghunath, you want residence close to me, why don't you go and live with Yudhishthir Maharaj? He is also Haridas. So Raghunath Das Goswami Pad said, no, I don't want to go there. Govardhana said, then I'll give you one more option. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapter 46 or 47 actually, there's a section where Uddhava is called Haridas by Shukadev Goswami. And the context is Uddhava comes carrying the letter of Krishna to Srimati Radharani. And for 11 months he lives in Vrindavan. 11 months. When Krishna was sending Uddhav, Uddhav said, I don't want to go. Why would I leave you in Mathura and go to some, little hamlet called Vrindavan? Why would I go there? I don't want to go there. Krishna said, you go. Once he went there and he associated with the gopis who were God intoxicated, singing and chanting the glories of Krishna. What happened? Uddhava forgot Krishna. It was 11 months he was in Vrindavan. The gopis had to tell him, what about your friend? Which friend? The one who sent you. Oh. You see, Uddhava had learnt everything except one tattva. That tattva was called Prem Tattva. Uddhava had no knowledge about it. Brihaspati, his Gurudev, had taught him everything except Braja Prem, the love of Vrindavan. Therefore, Krishna wanted Uddhava to learn little more. He wanted Uddhava to have higher education. Therefore, he sent him to Vrindavan. This is why we call it Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education. The VIHE. Because Krishna sent Uddhava to Vrindavan for higher education. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki. So Uddhav came to Vrindavan, and Srimad Bhagavatam describes, he moved from forest to forest, from hill to hill, from pond to pond, from tree to tree, singing the glories of Krishna with the gopis. From place to place, Uddhava went on Brajmandal Parikrama, and he was crying, remembering what happened here. And Srimati Radharani would say, these pastimes took place here. So he was hearing Hari Katha from Srimati Radharani doing Brajmandal Parikrama for 11 months. How glorious is the position of Uddhav that Shukdev Goswami calls Uddhav as Haridas. So Govardhan is saying, you want proximity to a devotee, correct, Raghunath? There are so many Haridas. Why don't you go to Yudhishthir Maharaj? He said, no. Why don't you go to Uddhav? He is also Haridas. But dear devotees, Canto 10, chapter 21, text 18. 10, 21, 18. The third Haridas is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. And that is Giriraj Govardhan. And out of so there are so many servants, but the top three considered are Yudhishthir Maharaj, please repeat. Uddhava, Govardhan. Now, why is Govardhan compared to Yudhishthir Maharaj and Uddhava considered to be even better? Many reasons why. Krishna would touch the lotus feet of Yudhishthir Maharaj. Krishna would consider himself to be subordinate and touch the lotus feet. How about Uddhav? Krishna would embrace him. So he went higher. For Yudhishthir Maharaj, Krishna touched his feet. For Uddhav, he embraced him heart to heart. But for Govardhan, he lifted him above his head and said, your position is the best. So much so that Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pad says, oh Govardhan, how wonderful is this? That you became an umbrella and Krishna's hand became the stick to that umbrella. You see, when you have an umbrella, you have the upper part and then you have the stick. And then those who are under are protected by the rain or sunshine, whatever. So Brajbasis are protected by the umbrella called Govardhan. And the stick to that umbrella is the arm of Krishna. Raghunath Das Goswami describes. And he says, Indra was trying to shower his rain, but it was beautiful because those raindrops appeared like pearls on the brim of this umbrella. And the Brajbasis were all under it. And you gave shelter not just to Krishna, you gave shelter to all the Brajbasis. The whole world gets sheltered by Krishna, and Krishna and Srimati Radharani get sheltered by Giriraj. How beautiful. Then it is described, Yudhishthir Maharaj, did he come to Vrindavan? Yes, he came. He lived at Kamyavan during the time of the incognito pastime. Lived at Kamyavan. But for a short time. Who lived longer than that? Uddhav, 11 months. And who is that personality who came to Vrindavan and never left? Giriraj. So from the consideration of even residence in Braja, Giriraj Govardhan is considered to be higher than Uddhav and Yudhishthir Maharaj. Okay, now from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu standpoint, how many mellows of relationship love did Yudhishthir Maharaj share with Krishna? Was Yudhishthir Maharaj the servant? Yes. Was he a friend? That's it. But how about Uddhav? He was a servant. He was a friend. He even was an advisor. And at the same time, he exchanged messages between Krishna and Srimati Radharani, which Yudhishthir Maharaj did not get a chance. But that Uddhava did, but he still couldn't bring them together. But what about Govardhan? He keeps Radha and Krishna so close that you can't separate them. You can't separate them. Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, in the Mool Mat of the Gaudiya Mat, he called his deities Gandharvika and Giridhari. Gandharvika is that name of Sri Radha. Our Rupa Goswami describes in the names of Srimati Radharani that the word Gandharvika, let's all chant this name, Gandharvika. He says the word Gandharvika has two meanings. One, she sings like the Gandharvas. But we can edit that a bit. The Gandharvas sing like her. That's Gandharvika. The Gandharvas, the Apsaras dance and the Gandharvas sing in heaven. It's not that Radha sings like them. They try their best, but they fail because they can't sing like her. And the other meaning of the word Gandharvika is Gandha. She whose lotus feet gives fragrance to Mother Earth. When Srimati Radharani walks, it is the fragrance of her lotus feet, which is softer than lotus, sweeter than butter, more fragrant than all flowers put together. Srimati Radharani, as she walks, she spreads the fragrance of her lotus feet on the surface of Mother Earth. So the fragrance of Mother Earth After the first rains, everyone likes in the countryside, in the villages. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, please everyone chant, Punyo Gandha Prithivyamcha. Krishna says, I am the fragrance of Mother Earth. But he doesn't tell you why. It takes a Rupa Goswami part to comment and tell us why. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is remembering Srimati Radharani in Braj. So Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur called Radharani as Gandharvika and called Krishna as Giridhari, the lifter of the Govardhana hill. Dear devotees, in this verse, the best among servants of Sri Krishna, Giriraj, has done a beautiful service. You can see it here. What is the service? He says, our Raghunath Das Goswami, let's go through the words. Surapati. What does the word Surapati mean? It refers to Indra. Sura means demigods and Pati means protector or the head. So what's the first word? Yeah, what's the Sanskrit word? You sounding like Asurapati, please. More enthusiasm. Surapati, that's correct. I think we should keep the mic on the audience. So the first word is Surapati. So Surapati refers to Indra. What did he do? Krita. He did something. Dirgha, for some time. Drohata. He caused droha. What does the word droha mean? Trouble. To whom? Goshtaraksham. To the cowherd community of Braj. What did Indra do? Why is that why is that such a big deal? Because his intention was to kill. Indra had the intention of killing Krishna. He had the intention of killing the Brajbasis. He had the intention of killing the gopis and the gopas and Nanda and Yashoda. What do you think about that? Hanti nindanti vaidveshti vaishnavan nabhinandati kridyate yatino harsham darshane patanani shat. The Skanda Puran describes the first among Vaishnava aparad is an attempt to kill a Vaishnav or hurt a Vaishnav. So what did Indra do? Oh, Vaishnava aparad to the highest extent. This is Vrindavan aparad. But Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Rasik Shiromani Acharya of the Gaudiya Parampara, he says, Brahma's offense was greater. What did Brahma do? Oh, he took some calves of Krishna and took from here and there was relocation. You've seen when you fill up a job application? Are you ready to relocate? What do you remember at that time? Brahma Vimohan Lila ki. So they're happy if you relocate, right? So Brahmaji wanted to relocate some of the calves of Krishna from here to there and wanted to see Krishna what he's going to do when he's helplessly stuck all alone without any of his associates. And then Krishna expanded. We're not going to get into the story, but in a nutshell, we know Brahmaji was doing this for some time, and then Krishna expanded himself into all the calves and cows in the same shape and form and stayed there, and Brahma realized, oh, he's God. Krishna is God. Brahma looked at Krishna and said, oh my God. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, if you analyze these two pastimes of Brahma Vimohan Leela, where Brahma steals the calves, and Indra's Govardhan Leela, it seems that Indra was a big offender because his intention was to kill. And Brahma just wanted to test Krishna's divinity, so he just took some calves from here and went there. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, no. When Brahma committed this offense, it took one whole chapter, chapter 14 of the 10th canto. He's offering prayers, after prayers, after prayers, after prayers, and Krishna won't budge. He won't listen to him. But Indra, he just offered 7 verses in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna says, okay, fine. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Indra did that great service that the whole of Vrindavan blessed him for. The Gopas get sunrise to sunset with Krishna. The Gopis get sunset to sunrise with Krishna. The Gopas want sunrise to sunset and sunset to sunrise. And the Gopis want sunset to sunrise and sunrise to sunset, which means Gopas and Gopis want 24 hours with Krishna. So what would they do? The Gopas would go to Chandra Sarovar and perform arati to Chandradev, moon, the Gopas, telling this moon god, if you are pleased with us, you please rise 4 hours late. So instead of rising at 6 o'clock in the evening, you rise at 10 o'clock. We get 4 more hours with Krishna. And what would the gopis do? They would go to Surya Kund. They would go to Surya Kund and they would offer arati to the sun god. And what's the prayer? What do you think? Oh Surya Dev, if you're pleased with our offerings, please rise, never rise. You take a Sunday because it's your day, sun's day. You take a break forever. Have a holiday. So every Sunday you can remember this pastime of Surya Kund. And every Monday, it's not Monday, it's Moon Day. And one O is taken out and it becomes Monday. So you can remember Chandra Sarovar. So what's happening? Sun and moon. Surya Kund and Chandra Sarovar. The Gopas are praying to get 24 hours with Krishna. The Gopis are praying to get 24 hours with Krishna. But it's not possible. But when Indra showered rain continuously for 7 days and 7 nights, the whole of Vrindavan, they came together under one roof and they had night out and day out and 1 week out. Many years ago, there was a movie called Baby's Day Out. You remember? Long time ago. My purpose of the class is not to take you there. But the baby got 1 day out. But the Brajbasis got 1 week, day and night out of their schedule. And they were all together. And what happened? Giriraj Govardhana is described by Raghunath Das Goswami in the second line. Please repeat after me. Tava, Nava, Griha, Rupa. What does this mean? Tava means your, Nava Griha Rupa means new house. Oh Giriraj, you are like a new house, a Griha Pravesh. Indra's Leela got in a Griha Pravesh where the whole of Vrindavan moved into a new home under one roof for 1 week, and that was you. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, although Indra's intention was to murder the Brajbasis and kill Vrindavan, because he accidentally, inadvertently got the Brajbasis together and fulfilled their desire, Krishna forgave Indra in 7 verses. Why? Because it was 7 days and 7 nights and Krishna was 7 years old. Srimad Bhagavatam is filled with secrets. Quite fascinating. Krishna was 7 years old, 7 days and 7 nights. Who was forgiven? Indra, the lord of the 7 heavenly planetary systems. He just chanted 7 verses and he was forgiven. But Brahma tried to get the caste from one place to another. He was externally a very insignificant act. But what did he do? The exact opposite. Indra got Krishna close to his devotees and Brahma took the devotees away from Krishna. Therefore, it took a whole chapter of prayers and still Krishna didn't forgive him. And Brahma as Prayashchitta appeared in a Yavana Kula in Kali Yuga and chanted the holy name as Namacharya Haridas Thakur. So beautiful. What happened in this Tava Nava Griha? You want to know what happened inside the house? Yes? Everyone wants to know what happened under that roof? Don't you all have a question? How old was Krishna when he lifted Giriraj? 7 years. Okay. How tall is a 7-year-old kid? Yeah. You're 7 years old? Can you you're 8? Can you stand up? Can you stand in a threefold bending form? No, I'm joking. I bow down to his sincerity. He actually tried. He tried to make 4 or 5 bends there. With a dark complexion, bluish black complexion jacket. So, when a 7-year-old kid is lifting something and there are cowherd men standing under it, what do you think? How are they standing? Like this? Think about it. Cowherd men are so tall. Krishna is 7-year-old and he is lifting Like you can't have a 7-year-old kid lift Govardhana like this. He's just going to be above his head. So how tall is the roof of Govardhana going to be for those who are tall, fully grown cowherd men? Are they standing like this under the roof? No. Did they have a sign? Mind your head. Watch your head. Yeah, watch your step, like watch your head. No. Giriraj Govardhana, being the best among servants, he knows everything. So it's described. And actually I heard this from His Holiness Varshana Maharaj when I went to New Vrindavan. I was mind-boggling when I heard this. He was explaining how under Govardhana, Giriraj Govardhana created a beautiful jeweled platform for Krishna to stand on. And it was a platform made of jeweled steps. And underneath, there were amphitheaters. There was entertainment. There were fruit juices and beverages. There were swings. Everyone's having fun time, party going on under the roof. And Krishna standing on top of the platform and then lifting Giriraj, and everyone is having a nice time. Indra sent his men to see, what is happening there? It seems like Vrindavan is wiped out. Nobody's seen. So they went and looked under the hill. They came and told Indra, they're having more fun than before. The Samvartaka has surrendered to Krishna because the Bhagavad Gita says, Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Samvartaka came to Vraja and surrendered, giving up all dharma. Now when everyone came under the roof of Govardhana, this is interesting. Very, very interesting. The Gopas got 7 days with Krishna, 7 nights with Krishna. Gopis got 7 days with Krishna, 7 nights with Krishna. Mother Yashoda Nanda Baba got 7 days with Krishna, 7 nights with Krishna. When Krishna leaves Mother Yashoda and goes to the Gopas, Mother Yashoda is burning in separation. Then when he leaves the Gopas and goes to the Gopis is burning in separation. Then when he leaves the Gopis and goes to Mother Yashoda, the Gopis are burning in separation. So when Krishna meets one camp, there are more than one camp who are burning in separation. But Giriraj Govardhana Leela for 1 week, everyone was getting drenched under the rain shower of ecstasy. This hill was thrilling everyone at the same time. And Krishna was doing all this. He was standing tall, holding Giriraj. And then he looked at Srimati Radharani. And his hand started trembling in ecstasy. And suddenly everyone saw that the hill was moving. And everyone's seeing the situation from their sthai bhav, from their central mood of love for Krishna. The Gopas, they all said, oh, look at our friend, he's feeling so weak. We need to help him. They all started putting their cowherding sticks under to protect the roof of Govardhana. They said, Krishna, you're very weak because last time when we wrestled, I defeated you. Because this is the nature of friendship, according to Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. They consider Krishna to be their equal, sometimes even better. They consider themselves to be better than Krishna. Tumi kon bada log, tumi ami sham. How are you better than me, Krishna? We are equals. Actually, we are better, but we still consider you equal to us. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. Everyone living under together. The Gopas are having fun. The Gopis are having fun. Mother Yashoda is having fun. The Gopas are carrying sticks to protect. Now Krishna's thinking, really? You guys really think you're holding Giriraj? So he just dropped Giriraj by half an inch. And all the sticks started breaking. All the sticks are cracking now. Now what to do? It's still shaking. Mother Yashoda saw. Giriraj, how heavy are you on the little finger of my little child? He has not eaten anything in 7 days. If you get a little heavier than what you are right now, by the power of the mother's glance, I will burn you to ashes. Giriraj started floating an inch above. And Krishna just connected. And he was looking at Srimati Radharani and it was ecstatic bliss. His hands were trembling. And Balaram's looking at Krishna. And Krishna didn't realize. He was ecstatic love. And then he looked at Balaram. Everything was okay. so much happening underneath. So much happening underneath. Dear devotees, in Braja, everybody can meet Krishna except the gopis. Think about it. When Krishna goes to the forest, the birds can meet, the animals can meet, the trees can meet Krishna. Everyone can meet Krishna. The gopas, they can run with Krishna, they can eat from his mouth, they can dress him, they can climb on his shoulder. The gopas can meet with Krishna. Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba can meet with Krishna. Balaram can meet with Krishna. Cows and calves, peacocks, parrots, birds, trees, animals, everybody can meet with Krishna except the gopis. For the sake of dharma. What to speak of meeting with Krishna? The gopis can't even see or glance at Krishna. When they're looking at Krishna, Jatila Kutila are always around. Whom are you looking at? Which direction are you looking at? And then Radharani has to say, no, I was just trying to see if Abhimanyu is back. Jatila's son. Not calling him as Radharani's husband, but Jatila's son. Actually, Shastra says Abhimanyu is the incarnation of Krishna's shadow. Just like Mother Sita cannot be touched by anyone except Sri Ram, Srimati Radharani cannot be touched or owned by anyone except Krishna. So Krishna's shadow plays the role of Abhimanyu just to keep the tension going. But when Govardhana Leela took place, everyone is under the roof looking at the person who's holding Giriraj. So everyone's glancing at Krishna. So now if the gopis are glancing at Krishna, if Radharani is glancing at Krishna and Jatila says, whom are you looking at? Radharani can say, well, everyone's looking at the person holding the hill. Whom are you busy looking at? Even you should look at him. He's holding, if he becomes weak, the hill's going to come on our head. So all the gopis are glancing at Krishna. Not just that. It's not just glancing at Krishna. Because Giriraj is shrinking, everyone has to come close to Krishna. Now you see, according to social dharma and social customs, there's gender segregation, right? In Vrindavan, in India, traditionally, there's gender segregation, like the male here, female here. But have you seen an Indian bus? Have you seen an Indian bus? That same India, where there's gender segregation, what happens in a bus? It's time of emergency. Just get in. And everyone's squishing and pushing and everyone finds a spot. Because it's time of dire emergency, right? Getting into a bus and staying there in a certain position for a long time. So Govardhana Leela is an emergency. And everyone is close to each other. All the gopis, the gopas, everyone's standing wherever they are. And it's Giriraj who's winking at Krishna and saying, I'm trying my best. And Srimati Radharani can glance at Krishna. And she can even speak to Krishna. Find ways to speak to him. And dear devotees, the gopis, when they were young, they had performed the Katyayani Vrat. And their desire was, Katyayani Mahamaye Mahayoginyadhishwari Nanda Gopasutam Devi Patim Me Kurute Namaha. Their desire was to marry Krishna. And marrying Krishna means moving into a new house with him. That desire that they performed the Katyayani Vrat for was fulfilled by the blessings of Giriraj. Giriraj got the gopis and gave them a Grahapravesh into Navagraha Rupa. Entrance into a new home with sharing the same roof for 1 week. So Radha and Krishna lived under the same roof for 1 week happily in the presence of everyone. Giriraj did this. What even the Sakhis, even Brinda Devi cannot do, that Giriraj did. And dear devotees, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pad writes something fascinating. He says, Agha Baka Ripunochai Datta Mana Dhritam Me. Let's chant this. Agha Baka Ripunochaihi Datta Mana Dhritam Me. This means Raghunath Das Goswami is telling Govardhan, Agha and Baka. Agha and Baka means Aghasur and Bakasur. And Krishna is the Ripu. He became the enemy. When Krishna had to kill Putana, whose help did he take? Nobody. When he had to kill Shakatasur? Nobody. Trinavarta? Nobody. Dhenukasur? Balaram. Pralambasur? Vatsasur? Krishna Balaram. So many times you can see when Krishna wants to kill the demons, either he'll do it himself. We are in the last 5 minutes of the class. And the last line of Raghunath Das Goswami. The cake is ready, this is the cherry. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pad says, O Govardhan, Agha Baka Ripunochaihi. When Krishna had to kill demons, he either did it himself, or he took help from Balaram, or he took help from his cowherd friends. And when he wants to do things at his home, he takes help from his servants and assistants. Because Krishna is the son of the king of Braja. Either he can do it himself, or he can take help from his servants. But when he went to defeat the king of all demons, which is Indra in this Leela, Aghasura and Bakasura were small demons. Indra became a bigger demon, apparently. Not actually, but apparently. When Krishna killed the smaller demons, he killed it himself. But when the king of heaven took on a demoniac propensity and became Indra to kill Vrindavan, did Krishna do it himself? Did he take help from his servants? He took help only from one servant, Giriraj, and therefore Datta Mana. Mana means respect. Oh, Giriraj, Krishna gave you so much respect. He gave you so much respect by using you to subdue the king of heaven. Like, for example, if this point is not clear, we'll see it from another angle of vision. When Krishna played the flute, who ran from their homes? Gopis. So gopis left their home for whom? And Krishna left the gopis for whom? Srimati Radharani. So the gopis left their home for Krishna, and Krishna left the gopis for whom? Srimati Radharani. So this is an honor for whom? Srimati Radharani. That those gopis who left their home in the middle of the night and ran into the jungle, Krishna was ready to leave even them for one gopi. How great! Anaya radhito nunam bhagavan haririshwaraha yanno vihaya govinda pritoyam anayadraha. Canto 10, chapter 30, text 28, Bhagavatam. That Krishna left the gopis for one gopi. So how great is the love of that Sakhi, that Radharani. So similarly, when Krishna wanted to do the smaller things, he did it himself. But when he wanted to give honor to Giriraj, he used Giriraj, the king among mountains, to subdue and crush the pride of King of Heaven. Dattaman. So, O Giriraj, you're so blessed that Krishna used you because you're the best among servants, even in the pastime of subduing Indra. Actually, in the Shastra it is described. Shastra it is described. Please kindly chant. Manasa prakrite jatah giri govardhano mahan. What this means is, one time at the end of the Rasa Leela, when Krishna was singing and dancing, he was sweating profusely. Radharani was sweating profusely. Gopis were sweating profusely. And it's described all their sweat came together and formed a pond. Radharani said, I wish this beautiful pond of love, which is the combined sweat of all the devotees with Krishna, may this flow like a river and enter the material shell to benefit everyone. Krishna said, so be it. That pond of sweat became a river and came in this world as Jamuna. As Jamuna. But then Srimati Radharani said, oh Krishna, I want to know how much love you have for devotees. Krishna said, so much. Radharani said, what does that mean? Krishna said, little more, this much. Radharani said, what do you mean? Krishna said, this much. Then finally when Radharani asked, how much love do you have for me? Krishna said, this much. Radharani said, doesn't make any sense. So from Krishna's heart, Krishna manifested self-effulgent light And he said, "Oh Radha, this is how much love I have for you." And it went on expanding. And at one point, Krishna said, "Stop." And that touched the dust of Braj and fell as a hill called Giriraj. So Shastra describes this pastime in one line. Manasa prakrute jato giri Govardhano mahan. That great hill called Govardhan is actually the love that Radha and Krishna have for each other. Therefore, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pad says, Nija nikat nivasam dehi Govardhanatvam. Which means, oh Giriraj, who is the manifestation of love for Radha and Krishna, please keep me close to you. Why? So that when you arrange the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, you can take me with you. Ha Natha Gokula Sudakara Suprasanna Vaktraravinda Madhurasmita He Kripardra Yatra Tvaya Viharate Pranayai Priyarat Tatraiva Mama Pinaya Priya Sevanaya. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pad says, "Oh Giriraj, when Radha and Krishna meet, please keep me close to you so that I can also participate in serving them. This is what I want." Therefore, you can see, dear devotees, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a Govardhan Shila. Govardhan Shila, which was given to him by a sannyasi called Shankararanya. And Mahaprabhu, in the mood of Radha, would look at Govardhan and remember Krishna. And Mahaprabhu would hold Giriraj Shila to his chest and cry and bathe the Shila with the tears of love. And by his pressing to the chest, the thumb imprint of Sri Sachinandan Gaurahari was found on that Govardhan Shila. Thumb imprint. Then Mahaprabhu gave that Shila to Raghunath Das Goswami and also gave a Gunjamala and said, the Shila represents Krishna and the Gunja represents Radha. Worship them together. Raghunath Das Goswami worshipped Govardhan Shila as Krishna and put the Gunja Mala around as Radha and worshipped them together. But what happened? When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu departed from this world, Swarup Damodar Goswami departed from this world, Gadadhar Pandit departed from this world, Raghunath Das Goswami was crying and burning in the fire of separation. He said, "I will go to Govardhan, climb on top of the peak of Govardhan and jump from there and commit suicide and end my life." What happened? He was on his way to Govardhan. Srila Sanatan Goswami held his hand. Don't give up your body. Dear devotees, for those of us who have read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Sanatan Goswami wanted to give up his body too. And who saved him? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu held the hand of Sanatan and said, "Don't do this." So now, when Raghunath Das Goswami wanted to give up his life, Sanatan Goswami held his hand and said, "Don't do this." Raghunath Das Goswami said, "How can I live in separation?" Sanatan Goswami Pad said, "The proof of love is not to give up your life. Live in this world and share your good fortune with others." Raghunath Das Goswami said, "Where should I live?" Sanatan Goswami Pad said, "Mahaprabhu gave you Govardhan, which means you should live at Govardhan. But he also gave you a Kunjamala, which represents Radharani. So at Govardhan, there are so many places. But there's the king or the queen of all places called Radha Kund. So Govardhan Shila represents Govardhan. Gunjamala represents Radha Kund. Oh Raghunath Das Goswami, you should live on the banks of Radha Kund at the foothill of Govardhan and speak about Mahaprabhu to everyone." Srila Raghunath Das Goswami agreed. He moved to the banks of Radha Kund at the foothill of Govardhan. And every evening, 3 hours, he spoke on the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the assembly where he was speaking was a 95-year-old Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. And he was sitting and taking notes of the katha that he was listening to. The Vaishnav Samaj, the whole community, came to Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and said, "Dear Baba, whatever you have written in your notes, why don't you fare it up and give it the title Chaitanya Charitamrita?" Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami very kindly heard Gaur Katha from Raghunath Das Goswami, who witnessed it firsthand. And that same Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wrote 11,555 verses in his magnum opus, Bengali Sanskrit composition, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit, which were notes of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami's Harikatha, spoken at Radhakund at the foothill of Giriraj Govardhan. Our Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in the last few months of his life, he would only chant this one prayer, this Dashakam, repeatedly praying to Govardhan. In fact, Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in the original Chaitanya Mat in Navadvip, the Gaudiya Mat, he even established a little Govardhan. And he would chant there and pray to Govardhan. And our beloved Srila Prabhupada, when his briefcase was opened, there were 4 Govardhan Shilas in that Srila Prabhupada got. And not just that, after establishing ISKCON, in the last few days, when Srila Prabhupada was asked, what is your last desire? Srila Prabhupada said, my only desire is to circumambulate Sri Giriraj Govardhan. Just like Tulsi is served by circumambulation and watering, deities are served by arati and worship, holy name is served by utterance, katha and books are served by reading, spiritual master is served by instructions, Giriraj Govardhan is served by circumambulation. So our beloved Srila Prabhupada's only desire was to circumambulate. But however, because his health was pretty frail, his servants did not let him do that. But they did a Govardhan circumambulation on behalf of Srila Prabhupada. So dear devotees, Giriraj Govardhan's glories are unlimited. It's as tall, as wide, as deep as it can get. But however, the material world that we live in, time is limited. So it's already 6 o'clock. And I had just started speaking about Radhakund. No problem. We have a session tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. And the glories of Sri Radhakund will open up from the foothill of Sri Giriraj Govardhan. Sri Giriraj Maharaj ki, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pad ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaura Premanande.